Okay, you guys, we are in our final chapter of this series, chapter 7. Thank you for sticking with me through all of this. And I am going to flow through some real alchemical moments of what happened next because we all have that, right? Do you ever listen to something and you're like, yeah, but how did you get from A to B? Or it sounds like you just went from A to D. And the progression can be so powerful because it's life, right? This is real life. This is not like this made up fairy tale thing. We have chapters and seasons of our story and our journey. And when we really allow ourselves to remember that, lean into that, embrace that, we see how you're not finished. Life's not over. There is so much more for you. There's so much waiting for you. And so that's what I'm really feeling as we dive into this last part of the series here. So, I become this mother. My daughter's beautiful. I'm a mom. I'm really I took that on then as my full mission at that time. I was like, okay, forget any plans I had. I was doing all these trainings and really diving deep into all of this study I'd love to do. But I knew this is what I need to put my energy on right now. My relationship with her father at the time was pretty rocky, and we had gone back and forth between California, Colorado, living apart, living together, so many different seasons and permutations of that, trying to make things work, trying to, survive, find ground. And it just never was matching up. And eventually got to that point of catalyst, right? Of explosion, of this has to end. And here I am with a 1.5-year-old at the time, and then eventually a 4-year-old a little bit later, because there were so many versions of that. And again, I'm like, okay, this is ending, this is over. We tried everything to make it work. And I end up, at my grandma's house, raising my daughter. I think she was actually 3 at the time. And I'm feeling like a complete failure at that point because I'm like, oh my God, this journey, here I am. I go from getting a little bit of traction and healing to the boom, backwards, or what feels like going backwards. And then talk about generational healing. There I am living at my grandmother's house with my baby. And my grandma is very Catholic, and so here I am single mother with my child. I'm 25, and I literally had such little support, you guys. I was trying to find my way. I was literally on food stamps so that we could eat food. I was sharing a room with my daughter. Our whole life was literally moving from this place to that place to this. I could pack everything we had into my car. Okay, so we're constantly shuffling around. And here I am. I'm still on this healing journey, what is even happening? Studying, learning, reading books, creating myself, really sensing this version of me in my life that I knew was here, that I knew was possible. But again, the outer reality is this is you're a joke, That's how it felt. But I just was like, no, this is not going to be my life. This is not going to be my story. This is not going to be my identity. I have come way too far. Do you ever feel like that? I have come way too far. I've been through way too much for me to stop here. I've been through way too much for me to make this my destiny, to make this my path. And ironically, at that time, I actually found human design, and with the very little resources I had at the time, I signed up for a training, and I was like, okay, this feels right. This feels like the next step. This again, even though there's chaos, there's uncertainty, whatever, we always have access to that inner knowing, that truth, that part of us that just knows, and when we shut that down during real times of challenge or overwhelm, we disconnect from life. And so I was reawakening that intuition, right? I knew that this is not my journey. This ain't my path. You ever feel like that? This is not my path, not my story. I have this daughter. I'm going to show up. I'm going to provide. I'm going to do this. I got this. I have to do this. I can do this. And so I signed up for this human design training. At that time, Birthing My Being was also a blog where I was just writing blog post and, excerpts of like me raising her. And I had already done some health coach training. So I actually started to put my services out into the world at this time, because I was like, okay, well, I have nothing to lose at this point. And I am really in that point of like wanting change. I want something different. I want more for me. I want more for her. And yes, there's heartache and there's grief and there's always going to be these things that we're healing and we're clearing and we're moving through. But I had to stay connected to this bigger mission and vision rather than the smallness of what I was seeing before my eyes. And it wasn't me bypassing anything, because trust me, babe, I was feeling it. I was feeling all of it. And I had to keep moving. I had to stay in the flow. That's why learning how to come back to me, come back to life, come back to my vision, come back to something bigger became the art and the practice and became the real substance that held me. So there I am, I'm doing this human design training. I learn about my chart. I really take that to the full potential possible. And I actually used that learning and wisdom and knowledge to transform my entire world. And again, I know it's like, how'd you get from A to B? And so A to D and A to Z. And so then I actually eventually moved back to Colorado with my daughter and tried again to work things out with her dad. Explosion, doesn't work. Still a single mother. Okay, I'm on my single mother path. Ironically, I actually end up at my aunt's house, living in her basement, the same place that I moved when I was 20 years old and started my whole recovery journey. So now I'm here with my daughter as a single mom, and I'm working 3 jobs, and she's going to preschool. And again, I knew, I'm like, vision, more, true self, something more, something bigger. And I had collected all of this experience, all of this wisdom. And eventually, more and more opportunities started to come my way. And I was more in the flow, and I was able to become grounded and actually find stability, not only financially, but also life-wise. I got myself to this position where life became foundation. I have a foundation now. And I had amazing opportunities come my way, collaborations come my way. I was doing human design readings. I was seeing clients. I started to work for one of the world's top human design teachers. And so again, I was so blessed in this flow of life that started to open up. And that's something that we all have access for. That's something that we all can lean into. And none of it was let me write down exactly what I'm going to do and how I'm going to do it, and let me try really hard to get it. It really was a matter of trust and faith and surrendering and opening. That's what it was. It was, look at all these conditions. Look at these circumstances. People would laugh in my face, right? You're pathetic. You're ridiculous. Look at you. This is whatever. And constantly choosing that part that's I'm choosing life. Sorry, I don't have time to blinders up. I'm choosing life. I'm choosing me. And that was continually reflected into me through my daughter, Lily. And I was so working on being that version of myself as a mother, as a woman, as a creator, as someone who could really be there for my daughter. And like I said, life is so gracious that it brings you the resources, the support, the friendships, the soulmate relationships, the soulmate friendships, the soul family that you need. And that's why I'm this is a journey of grace. This is a journey of awakening and remembering. And it's something that can't be rushed. Even though you might feel I want to be in a different place. I want to be further along than I am. I want to be feeling this way. Because to this day, I still have episodes of chronic migraines, chronic pain, times where I need to just lay in bed, whatever it is. Because I'm human. Because we are human. And so we all are on this journey together. And I was trying to paint the picture for you of A to B to Z to all of it. And really in that too, I think we can see that the journey is not linear. The journey is very cyclical. Life happens in cycles. There are times when we are like, I'm so internal right now, or I'm so hibernating right now, or I'm really outward right now, or I'm really, expanded right now. Whatever it is, life has a pattern and a rhythm and a design that is highly intelligent and that actually organizes for your highest good. And that is exactly what I teach you how to sync up to in the birthing membership. That is exactly what we lean back into in the birthing membership, because I want you to feel like yourself. And I want you to feel like yourself is not something you can only access under a specific set of parameters, protocols, conditions. This is not symptom management. This is soul living. This is soul-led living. This is soul expression. This is you being who you came here to be and choosing to say yes and follow that calling, follow that vision, follow that voice for yourself. Like I said, this whole everything, birthing my being, I can get into more and more stories about what it means to hold a vision creatively and lean into that and listen to that. I mean, this has been something I've sat with for 8 years. 8 years, but it took the integrity of the body and the intelligence of life's timing to deliver me to this point, for me to be able to share all of this with you. And so what I've done is I have put everything into one place for you where you can actually come and feel yourself and be yourself and come to life and create a life that feels like home, that feels like you. That's what I mean. You guys, like, I am now in a place where I feel life's beauty. It's not this far away game. It's like I've been able to meet my soulmate and get married and have a husband and have this beautiful blended family and have this sense of stability and this sense of wonder and awe and life force and presence inside and direction. But even more than direction, it's like I have this creative capacity to listen to life, work, and respond. And so much of that comes through, it's what we all have access to. And so it's what I'd love to help you remember. It's what I'd love to help you see and sync up to and feel and create a body that can actually hold you here. Create a body that feels like safety, that feels like home. It's not about following the routines and the supplements and all these versions and expressions of health that we wish we could one day have. It's about feeling you in your skin right now and seeing that your soul is here with you and seeing that life is beautiful. Like, it's so beautiful. And so there's so much goodness here. There's so much goodness waiting for you. And so that's what birthing is. I've compiled everything into one place for you. This is the whole place where you can not only connect to who you truly are, original design, true self, create a life that's going to reflect that light inside, create a body that's going to hold you here, and remember how to be with life's blueprint that is laid down for you. Call that destiny, call that higher purpose, call that higher path, call that the intelligence of life, God, spirit. There is so much here for you that's waiting for you to lean back in and remember. But we have to learn how to co-create. We have to learn how to relax and trust the journey. I see so many people who struggle with trusting the timing of life and pushing, and that leads to burnout and exhaustion and just getting us into these little mini versions of life that we secretly hate. And we're like, that's not what I want. Why did I create that? This is where we really build a version of all of it that is so reflective of the light inside. It's undeniable. Like, you would look at something and be like, it's so me. It's so me. And it was co-created with me and through me. And so that is what we do in birthing. It is really accessible for you to step in. This is not a course that you complete and it's going to take you to an end result. This is a monthly membership, so you can, in rhythm, in harmony with nature, and consistently and sustainably, as long as you need to, be present, meet life as it arises, and come back to trust again. This isn't about manifesting your dreams and like making it so far away. This is about feeling, honey, there is so much here for you right now. Let's get resourceful and remember it and feel it, and boom, here it is. Like, that's what this is. And so it's a monthly membership. We will also have a live call where I'm here with you. I'm supporting you. What are you birthing in your life? What's coming to life for you? How are you really being more present with yourself? There's so many edges that we hit when we're stepping into soul-led living. I mean, look at this whole journey I just laid out for you, babe. Like, there's so much density that's dissolving and recycling, and learning how to work with that rather than resist it, or always trying to release something and never actually feeling yourself. So many different dimensions where we get stuck and we get blocked. So in birthing, we allow life to move through us again. In birthing, we allow life to create the highest expression and highest timeline of life for you right now. And then we relax. We lean back in and we see how beautiful you are, and we see how beautiful this life is. So I could go on and on and on. Thank you for joining me in this series. Thank you for listening, for feeling, for being with what arises. I hope that you've seen, your own strength, your own resilience, your own beauty in all of this. And I would love to see you in birthing. And I would love to help you get off the healing hamster wheel and to stop managing yourself and just start being yourself. Start being in relationship to life again. Start being alive. Start being the beauty that you came here to be. So I would love to see you in birthing, and I'm sending you so much love and grace and compassion and strength and play and joy and celebration. I'm actually celebrating you as you just complete listening to this, because this is big. And if you're here and if you're listening, I know that you want more. I know you want more for your life. I know that there's more inside that you are not tapping into yet. So let's tap into it. Let's birth it. Let's bring it to life. I will see you there.